We welcome all of you again along the Dallas Cowboys television and radio networks tonight. And the Cowboys are in their white jerseys with the silver helmets and pants. And the Chargers in the navy jerseys with the white helmets and pants, and the lightning bolt on the side of the helmet have won the toss. And they are going to be deep, and they're going to have Darren Sproles return the kick. And so the Cowboys will be on defense first. Phillip Rivers will be the quarterback for the Chargers. Ryan Matthews, their exciting rookie, the 12th pick in the draft, will be the running back. Jacob Hester will be the fullback when they use one. The tight end is Antonio Gates. The wide receivers Malcolm Floyd and Legadou Nane, who is playing instead of the holdout Vincent Jackson. And their left tackle Marcus McNeil is also a holdout. So Brandon Dombrowski is going to start there for the Chargers, with Pro Bowler Chris Dealman at left guard, former Pro Bowler Nick Hardwick at center, Corsicana's Louis Vasquez from Texas Tech at right guard, and Mansfield's Jeremy Clary at right tackle. And the kick from right to left from David Beeler of the Cowboys in the back of the end zone, as usual. And Sproles takes a knee for a touchback. San Diego will start at the 20-yard line, and Dallas's defensive line will include Jason Hatcher, Jay Ratliff, and Igor Olshansky. The linebackers, Anthony Spencer, Brady James, Keith Brooking, and DeMarcus Ware. And then on the corners, it'll be Terrence Newman and Mike Jenkins, with Alan Ball and Gerald Sensabaugh, the safeties. And the Chargers at the 20-yard line after yet another touchback for David Beeler. And Phillip Rivers starts in the shotgun. This is a Chargers team that won its last 11 games of the year, going 13-3, and then lost a bunch of people. And there's the rookie Ryan Matthews getting hit, and the ball being juggled but held by Matthews, and it was Keith Brooking making the stop.
Now, this is a slow starting San Diego Chargers team, Brad, and I don't mean in the course of the football game, but I mean in the course of the season. Since Norv Turner has taken over, they've started out each year 2-3, but they sure get going at the end of it, and that's what counts. And as you mentioned, they finished the season last year with an 11-game winning streak.
Darren Sproles has replaced the rookie Matthews at tailback, and Hester's in front of him in an eye right. Gates goes in motion to the left, and Rivers from under center, back play action, screen right to Sproles, to the 30, to the 45, to the 49-yard line before he's caught by Alan Ball. And I'm suddenly, Babe, seeing flashbacks as Sproles went 25 of the first time the Cowboys saw Sproles when he was a rookie, and he came out and returned a couple of kicks, and he ran just like that.
Well, he's an exciting player, and Brad, you and I were on the field when he walked by us, and he comes up to about my belt buckle. But he is an explosive guy. They took him in the 4th round, and they've got their money's worth.
First down, and the handoff to Matthews, and he gashes the middle of the line across the 50 down to the Dallas 47 before Brooking makes the stop. And this is the most activity another team has had against the Cowboys defense in the first 2 games plus.
And this defense has been really good. And here we see Ryan Matthews. San Diego gave up their 28 and 40 picks to move up with Miami at number 12 to get him. They were 31st running the ball last year, Brad Sham. That didn't sit very well with them. So they used that top pick, that 12th pick in the draft, on Matthews.
2nd down and 5, and Rivers with a 3-step drop looks left, throws right, and throws incomplete for Malcolm Floyd, number 80, the intended receiver. And of course the Chargers, we mentioned on offense, they're without McNeil and they're without Jackson, the holdout, but obviously LaDainian Tomlinson being gone is a big change, and that was not without a little bit of noise.
And I was reading, he came out preseason. Now, he didn't play hardly at all in the preseason, but 185 straight games he'd come out in that Chargers uniform. They don't have him obviously here tonight. He's in New York with the Jets, but he certainly was declining. His average per carry went down in each of the last 5 years.
It's 3rd and 5. The Chargers at the 47 of Dallas. Nickel defense, shotgun offense. Back goes Rivers, 3 steps, looks around, throws it to the right side, and the ball is caught for a first down at the 32-yard line by Malcolm Floyd. And it looked like Terrence Newman wasn't sure where either ball or receiver were.
And it's as you mentioned, Brad, he's got good coverage. Terrence Newman over there at left corner. Take a look at it from our high side here. It'll be to the right of the San Diego Chargers offense, and he's undercut this little corner route. Rivers kind of almost throws like a fade to the backside on this, even though it's a corner route. And Terrence Newman just kind of lost track of the ball there, Brett.
15 yards on 3rd and 5, and the Chargers left to right in the first quarter are at the Dallas 32, 1st and 10. Moving into a patch of sunlight as the handoff goes to Big Matthews, and this time he's held to about 4 at around the 28. And off the bottom of the pile comes DeMarcus Ware. But again, they have moved the ball on every single offensive play better than both the Bengals and the Raiders did on the first team defense.
And really, this Cowboys defense, Brad, whether it's been 1, 2, or 3, has been very, very good in the preseason.
Of course, Wade Phillips, former Chargers defensive coordinator. And on 2nd down, a handoff to Matthews again into the middle of the line, and he's stopped this time after less than 3, right at around the 24-yard line by Anthony Spencer. And the Chargers will face another 3rd down.
And we do promise we'll talk a little Cowboys for you here in just a moment. But when you look at Matthews too, Brad, I think the difference is at most positions you can't just say we'll go out and draft a fill in the blank. We won't draft a corner and play him as a rookie. But at running back you can do it. At running back you can say, you know what, this is where our need is. A lot of people thought they kind of overpaid to get up there in the draft. But if that's what your need is and that's what you're lacking, well, I think it's a good move.
If he's worth it, and he might be. 3rd and 3, and Matthews in the backfield, and Rivers back to throw it over the middle, and a leaping catch for a 1st down at the 13-yard line for Legadou Nene.
Boy, another 3rd down conversion here for San Diego. And it looks like Phillip Rivers, yeah, his back bumps into him here. So he's contending not only with the Cowboys pass rush, which really wasn't much there, he's contending with his own man hitting him in the back there, which, by the way, you're not expected to get hit from your backside.
Oh, the Chargers are shredding the first team Dallas defense. They have moved from their 20 after a touchback to 1st down and 10 in the red zone at the Dallas 14. I formation, and Rivers steps up, hit, and buried. Sack back at the 19-yard line, and Anthony Spencer is going to get that sack.
Boy, both Spencer and Ware coming in on that, Brad Sham, from each side. And I don't know which way you set your protection to. Spencer with the initial hit to Marcus Ware on the backside, wrapping him up. And it's funny, I was talking to Skip Peete this week, Brad, the Cowboys running backs coach, and he said, and I was talking about Spencer. We all know about Ware. But he said, we can't block Spencer. And he said he would get opposing coaches coming up to him before games last year saying, how do you block those 2 guys? He said, don't worry about it. We can't block them either.
2nd down and 16, and the ball back at the Dallas 19. Rivers in the shotgun. Looking to his right, a lot of time. To the sideline and intercepted. That time Newman undercut the wide receiver and made the pick. And so the Cowboys, who had a dearth of turnovers last year and are trying to stress that this year, blunt a San Diego drive with a takeaway.
Well, almost an identical pattern and an identical throw here, Bad, but instead of Newman losing track of this ball, he gets it into his hands.
Cowboys are going to have the ball for the first time in a moment. The Cowboys allowed the Chargers to go 10 plays and 69 yards in 5:23, but the Newman interception has Dallas with the ball in a 2 tight end offense at the 11-yard line, and Tony Romo in the shotgun gets a block from Robert Brewster and throws the ball out to the 15-yard line. And up to the 18-yard line comes Martellus Bennett. And we'll go down to the sideline to Mickey Spagnola.
Guys, if you haven't figured it out already, there's a whole lot of Cowboy fans here. I don't think anybody told them it's a preseason game. Martellus Bennett's one of the guys that hasn't played yet because of injuries. There's a bunch of guys like that. Sean Lee, Akwazi Owusu-Ansah. Keep an eye on that. And let's see if the Cowboys can run the ball.
It's 2nd down and 3, and Romo hands off to Marion Barber, who is hit behind the line of scrimmage and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. And he's tackled by cornerback Antoine Cason. And Tony Romo, in spite of the protest that he should be protected from this sieve-like offensive line, is playing quarterback tonight.
Man, I found it kind of humorous that the thought would even come up that he wouldn't play. Montre Holland's going to be fine at left guard. The guy started 48 games. Right tackle, it is a little shaky, I think, with Brewster. But fortunately, it's in Romo's face. It's to the side he sees, and you always have the ability to help him out with a tight end or a back.
3 wide receivers with Patrick Creighton in the slot on the left on 3rd and 3. Charger fans making noise. Snap to Romo, throws it right to Miles Austin for a 1st down. Up at the Dallas 24 and ridden out by Quentin Jammer. And here's the Dallas offense. Besides Tony Romo, the offensive line has Andre Girard at center, Montre Holland for the injured Kyle Kozar at left guard, Leonard Davis on the right, Doug Free at left tackle, Robert Brewster for the injured Mark Colombo and Alex Barron at right tackle, and then Marion Barber and Deion Anderson in the backfield, and Jason Witten, the tight end, with Roy Williams and Miles Austin. But they started the game in two tight ends with Martellus Bennett. And at the 24, it's 1st and 10, and an eye left. And Romo to throw to the right. Roy Williams was wide open, seemed to stop the route. The ball thrown over his head, incomplete. Stopped the route too soon, or he threw it too. Why can't they get together, babe?
I don't quite get it. I know I'm supposed to know here. It's an awfully short route. You're exactly right. I mean, that out route is typically run 10 to 12 yards. Looks like he breaks it off at 8 or 9, but the ball sails. I mean, I don't expect Roy Williams to catch that football. And I don't know if he came out of it just a little too quickly.
2nd and 10, two tight ends. This is Barber with a handoff coming on the right side across the 25 up to the 27. Stopped by former Cowboy Kevin Burnett. Now a starting linebacker for the Chargers. The Chargers in their 3-4 start Jacques Césaire, Antonio Garay for the departed Jamal Williams, a big absence for them, and Luis Castillo up front. When they're not in their nickel, which they're in right now, Sean Phillips, Stephen Cooper, Kevin Burnett, and tonight Larry English for the injured Sean Merriman. Merriman not playing tonight. They're the linebackers. Quentin Jammer and Antoine Case in the corners. The safeties are Steve Gregory and Eric Weddle. And on 3rd down and 7, Romo is in the shotgun. A block from Barber, hit in the face as he throws, intercepted by the safety at the 43-yard line, Eric Weddle, the 4th-year man from Utah. And Romo had pressure in his face as he let go of the ball.
Chargers come with a blitz here, Brad, and the pressure comes right up the middle. That's the most difficult pressure for a quarterback to handle because he can't step up into it as you can from the outside.
Right up the middle came a blitzing linebacker, and down went Romo. It is 0-0 with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. We've had an exchange of interceptions, and the Chargers are going to start at the Dallas 40-yard line. Stephen Cooper, the inside linebacker, blitzed up the middle, and that pressure in Romo's face is what caused the interception. And just in case you're wondering, Robert Brewster had nothing to do with that interception. We're going to see if we can go back and find out who couldn't pick up Cooper. But the Chargers start at the 40. They toss it to Matthews, and he breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 30. Sensabaugh, the safety, dove at him, and Sensabaugh shaken up. Can't get up as Ryan Matthews ran around the right corner for 9.
Sensabaugh's gone back down on his knee. He looks like he's really shaken up right now, and they're going to have to stop the game and get him off the field.
Well, he's holding that left side, as you can see, left.
Yeah, it looked
shoulder,
like it.
arm. I don't know what it is.
His arm is
his left
dangling.
arm is like, it looks like it's numb right now.
So what you hope is that it's just a stinger.
And fellas, Barry Church has come in at strong safety to take his place.
Wait,
Thank you, Mickey.
Excuse me, all that contact you have in a game, Brad, and he basically just dives on the ground. Didn't really hit the back at all. Matthews here. Chargers jump.
The Chargers in the short yardage situation. Here's the referee, Mike Carey. Well, in a minute. In short yardage situations, the Chargers will go to their fullback, Mike Tolbert, as a tailback, and that's what they had done before the false start. And the rookie, as Mickey Spagnola just told you, Barry Church, number 42, one of 3 rookie safeties the Cowboys really like, has replaced Sensabaugh. 2nd and 5, and Spencer has all he can do to bring Mike Tolbert to the ground at the Dallas 33.5.
And Brad, you mentioned that this is the first real drive we saw in the first drive of the Chargers before the Terrence Newman interception that the Cowboys have allowed. This is the best offense they've seen. This is the best quarterback they've seen.
And now they're seeing Sproles and the spread offense, 3rd and 4 at the Dallas 34. If this were a regular season game, we'd say this is a big play. 3rd and 4 after the interception. And Rivers in the gun, blitzed, pressured by Ware, and Gates has it broken up by Brooking. Now that's a play right there by Keith Brooking to knock the ball away from Antonio Gates.
And Antonio Gates had a jersey on his back, and he also had Keith Brooking. Brooking just never leaves Gates. They're battling the whole way through. It's interesting. They allow a lot more contact, as you well know, Brad, with that linebacker on the tight end than they do on the outside, because this is a play that would have been called pass interference if it was on the outside. And Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers both want that call.
And because it's preseason, the Chargers will go for 4th and 4 with the crowd screaming at the Dallas 34 out of the shotgun. And this time the ball is caught for a first down. And it's Gates moving just a step past the rookie Church. A gain of 7 on 4th and 4.
This time it's Barry Church on Gates, and he just gets there just a half a step late. Almost had that ball knocked down. Does a good job of finally getting Gates to the ground. But that's a tough cover right there for a rookie free agent safety.
It's a pretty tough cover for a lot of veterans.
Yeah.
So the Chargers now 1st and 10 at the Dallas 27. Nothing in the first quarter. 5:19 to play. And Rivers will give it. Play fake. Screen to Matthews. What a great block out in front of him to the 20. To the 15-yard line. The left guard, Chris Dealman, with a tremendous block. And the Chargers, who never, Norv Turner never called screen passes when he was in Dallas. But boy, the Chargers can run them. That one went for 13.
That one looked pretty good. And there's Dealman with the block. Nick Hardwick, he just like, get out of my way. Ryan Matthews is saying, look, if you're not going to throw a block, just move. Because now I've got to avoid you and their defense.
Chargers are taking advantage of the Cowboys' outside linebackers. They're really crashing hard on a pass rush, and he's countering it with the little dump pass out to the side.
Yeah, Mickey, you're exactly right. Exactly right.
2 tight ends. Chris Wilson's the second one. And on first down, they give it to Matthews on the left side. Started to leak through the line, and he picked up almost 5 down around the 10-yard line before Ware got him. But I will tell you that even these first down runs, babe, they're gashing the Cowboys line.
Yep. And back to Mickey's point, we talked about the fact that, hey, it's hard to block 94 and 93 of the Cowboys. So you say, you know what, we won't block them. We'll let them come to us. We'll throw that little slip screen out there, and that negates that pass rush just a little bit.
They spotted him down after a 3-yard gain at the Dallas 11. Nothing but the Chargers knocking on the door. In the I formation on second down, a toss right to Matthews, breaking a tackle, breaking another tackle from Hatcher, and stopped after he got what appears to be a 1st and goal at the 5. Mike Jenkins makes the tackle, and we'll see about the measurement. They may be about a foot short of the first down.
And there's not a whole lot of wasted movement for Ryan Matthews, is there, Brad?
I mean, no, and Norv Turner was talking about the fact that, you know, when he had Emmitt Smith as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to give him the ball 30 times. And people said, you're nuts, you're going to waste this young man. Well, he's already given Matthews the ball 7 times for 33 yards. It is 3rd and 1. And he's going to give Matthews the ball a ton all year. He's in there in a 2 tight end set now. They give it to the fullback Hester, diving for a first down behind the right guard down to the 2. And the Chargers, of course, one of the 11 wins in a row they had last year was over the Cowboys at Cowboys Stadium. And what a job they did, and what a job they're doing tonight.
Well, that was a good football game. Of course, it was the Cowboys' inability, 1st and 1, 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, to punch it in that game that ultimately kind of cost them in that one.
Sean Lee's just making his rookie debut in preseason. The Cowboys are in their goal line defense, brought in an extra linebacker, Sean Lee, number 50, right behind Jay Ratliff in the middle of the field.
All right, good, Mickey, thank you. 1st and goal, handoff to Matthews at left guard near the goal line. Barry Church, the rookie safety, number 42, caught him from behind and hauled him down. And that's the kind of a play when coaches start looking at things and deciding who makes the team. That's the kind of play that jumps out at you.
Yeah, we see Sean Lee kind of battles him at the point of attack here, and it's Barry Church coming from the bottom of your screen, number 42. sticks his head in there and brings down a big runner. And Ryan Matthews.
Sorry, Babe, that's the bottom of your screen for those of you watching on television. Those of you listening on the radio, just imagine that your radio is a screen.
Bottom of the dial. Well, left to right across your radio dial.
Second down and goal at the 1. Out of the eye, 3 tight ends. Matthews up the middle and churning and pushing, and he appears not to have crossed the plane.
Well, I think he got in.
It looked that way to the naked eye from up here, but one thing you learn over the years is until someone in stripes holds 2 arms up, you don't say it.
Yep. And the old don't believe anything you read and only half of what you see. Let's see. Those legs just kept churning. And the guy to watch is Anthony Spencer, because 93 Cowboys, he's got a hold of Matthews, and he just keeps forging forward.
Yeah, Spencer is having a very active first quarter, which, by the way, is almost over. A minute left in the quarter, nothing. An exchange of interceptions, and the Chargers are 3rd and goal. From the 1, 3 tight ends, I formation, quarterback sneak.
I don't think he made it in.
They certainly have. Well,
there it is, touchdown San Diego. It took forever. That got to be a little salty defensively down at the end, and Rivers barking at Spencer as he comes up.
You don't think he wanted to get tackled there or what? What's the deal?
I don't know what happened at the end, but I know if Troy Aikman is watching at home, he said, well, that's not a play we had in the playbook under Norv. Do you sneak your quarterback at a preseason game down there at the goal line? Yes, you do.
Apparently you do. Apparently you do. And Nate Kading, the 2-time Pro Bowl kicker, will try to add the extra point.
I will say this.
And he does, and the score is San Diego 7 and Dallas nothing.
I can't remember the last time a quarterback got hurt on a quarterback sneak. 7-0 San Diego.
We are told that the Cowboys safety Gerald Sensabaugh has a left shoulder injury and his return is questionable. I think we knew that, but we appreciate knowing that. The Chargers, after the interception by Weddle, the safety, went 40 yards in 11 plays. They converted a 4th down to do it in 6:14 to the touchdown, and now Kwesi Owusu-Ansah deep to return the Kading kickoff. And Ansah from the goal line. Owusu-Ansah to the 15, to the 21-yard line. And the young man from Indiana, Pennsylvania, has made his debut, and the Cowboys are very anxious to see him.
Chargers are claiming they came up with the football at the end of this, but Mike Carey and his officiating crew saying no.
We're going to break before the Cowboys put it back in scrimmage. It's 7-0 San Diego, late first. Dallas will be at its 22, moving right to left, and 2 injured Cowboys. Keith Brooking appears to have an injured shoulder, as does Gerald Sensabaugh. Let's see if Mickey Spagnola can get us some information. Romo in the offense in the shotgun, a quick out to the left to Roy Williams at about the 28. Nice move to the left and in the right to get to the 30-yard line, a gain of 8. But, Babe, let's see if we can figure out how that interception that set up the Chargers came about.
Well, they run a little cross blitz here with the linebacker here. Tackle will come inside. Hence the cross blitz. We see it, Leonard Davis at right guard. It's his man to come down outside. You see he's chasing the play. Brewster, who I know everybody's probably up in arms about, he was fine on that play. Leonard Davis didn't pass it off there. He didn't get it picked up.
On 2nd and short, a draw to Felix Jones in the game for the first time. And Felix bulked up a little this year, spins up the middle, pushes his way past the line of scrimmage for 3 and a first down at the Dallas 32. We're at the end of the first quarter with San Diego leading Dallas 7-0. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg, Mickey Spagnola on the sideline tonight. 7-0 San Diego. And Dallas with its second possession, left to right at the 33. Play action. Romo, a deep out to the left. Miscommunications with Miles Austin. It's incomplete. Austin tied up with Antoine Cason. who has replaced the departed Antonio Cromartie at cornerback, and he didn't come back to the ball. From what I read in the San Diego papers, they're happy to have Cromartie not be here anymore.
Yeah, a little bit of an issue in the locker room and on the field, and just sounded like not a good teammate. Ooh. So he'll be a good teammate in New York.
So he went
with
to
the Jets.
Went to the team that beat them in the playoffs. 13-3 and lost a playoff game to New York at home. Sound familiar? Second down and 10. Witten in motion with Romo under center, and they'll give it to Felix Jones, trying to bounce out to the left. And Kaysen came up from corner to crash it down. And Jones couldn't get a corner turned. He got maybe 2 or 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and long.
And you talk about that streak they were on last year, San Diego, 11 consecutive wins down the stretch. And then, as you mentioned, as we see Felix Jones bounce it outside here, you go and you lose at home to the Jets. Felix getting a little action tonight. More than we've seen of him in this preseason.
Cowboys go to the spread offense on 3rd down and 8 at their 35. And there's Romo in the shotgun. Chargers show a blitz, and they're going to blitz Romo, and he throws it out incomplete. Austin again on a different page. That's a blitz adjustment that they didn't make because Austin cut off the route, and Romo threw it deep over his head. Mickey Spagnola, what have you got about those injuries?
Guys, I got a little update on the Cowboys' injuries. Keith Brooking, he's got a right shoulder. He probably could have gone back in, but they decided to wrap it up in ice and keep him out. Gerald Sensabaugh, left shoulder. They're afraid it popped out. They think it popped back in, but he went in for x-rays.
Wow, thank you, Mickey. They think it popped back in.
That was the Farmers Insurance injury report, and Matt McBriar punts it away to Sproles at the 10, up to the 20, and then it is the young man from LSU, McCray, wearing Bill Bates's number, coming down to make the stop. A 53-yard punt, a 12-yard return, and a good special teams play by Danny McCray. America.com/Cowboys. And it is Sean Lee at linebacker for the injured Keith Brooking. Mike Tolbert, the running back, and Phillip Rivers runs a reverse to Nene. And he's not going anywhere because DeMarcus Ware is running for him. They'll put that one back in the playbook. And it was pretty funny. If you were watching on television, you could see number 11, Legadou Nane, sprint around. You could see 94, DeMarcus Ware, jump into his path. And I think from wherever you are, you could see Nane's eyes get as big as dinner plates.
Well, look at DeMarcus at the end of this. He doesn't want to. He could slam him down. He just wants to say, okay, come on, just go down here. I won't hurt you. It's preseason. But you know, Nene too. The play got called, and he said, oh, this is great. This is going to pop. And you dream about that reverse, and it's going to open up, and you picture James Lofton going from 75, and it's going to be me, and then there's 94.
They lost about 10, and now they'll hand it off to Matthews. And Jay Ratliff is there to help stack him up with Spencer and Sean Lee.
How amped up do you think Sean Lee is to play in this thing?
I think you could, if you had jumper cables, you could start your truck on Sean Lee right now.
A big one at that, right?
Yeah.
Not just a little four-cylinder.
No.
Yeah.
No, the biggest Ford truck you got.
He has been chomping at the bit.
And they love him, and he's apparently about as smart as it gets. And he's going to have a big role to play in their nickel defense at the very least.
And wouldn't you know, the first game he comes back, Keith Brooking is banged up.
3rd and 15, and Rivers in the shotgun. And they go screen left again. Sproles at the 20. And Brady James almost pulled the ball loose. And Lee was right there with him at the 25 to force the first Chargers punt of the night.
Yeah, and we see Sean Lee coming off the field. If they let him play enough tonight, Brad, I'm going to predict about 26 or 27 tackles.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. If they'll just hook the electricity in this place up to him, they can turn off the generator, and he'll keep the lights going.
Great job of shedding the block thrown by Nick Hartwig here at the end of this thing. He dodges that one, comes in, and just basically makes a one-on-one tackle.
Patrick Creighton's going to be deep to take this punt from Mike Cyphers. And Creighton drifting back inside the 15 to the 14, coming left, up the middle with a kind of a shadow block from Ogletree. Up to around the 28-yard line. It's a 13-yard return of a 61-yard punt by Cyphers. And with the Chargers leading 7-0, the Cowboys will have it back. 7-0 San Diego, and Dallas, after forcing a punt, takes over 1st and 10 at the Cowboy 28, left to right in the second quarter. An entire stadium in shadows now as Romo throws it out past a fallen down Roy Williams. One hop to the 40. Roy Williams just slipped and fell down.
Let's go back, Brad. We saw earlier on the Romo interception the penetration they got when they couldn't pick up the blitz. This was on the 3rd down play on the miscommunication between Romo and Miles Austin. But check out the pickup here. Witten's in. That's a great pocket for Tony Romo to throw the football from. The back helped out. Again, he and Austin just had some miscommunication, and I don't know what it was. But the last one I do know, Roy Williams fell on his keister.
2nd and 10, pitch left to Marion Barber. Free, pulling out in front. What a block from Doug Free. And he popped Marion Barber out for about 8 yards to the 36.
Well, I think that's the best thing Doug Free does, Brad. A little bit light on that pass set at times. I think he's going to be susceptible to that bull rush, but he can get out and run. And look at that downfield block by your left tackle.
Yeah,
Pretty
and you know what? The tight end on that side, I think it was Witten, also got a great seal block up to the inside. Dallas 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions tonight. This is only their 3rd possession of the game, and they are 3rd down and 1. And they're going in the spread offense on 3rd and 1.5 at the 36.
I would say you can't cover Austin on the slant. Give it to him.
Romo rolls it out, throws to Austin. He dropped the ball at the 39-yard line. It was thrown a little behind him, but that's a catch that we have seen Miles Austin make dozens of times, and I would say most of the time, even thrown behind him a little. It almost looked like Miles started to try to run away from the defender before he had it caught.
Yeah, it's a tough angle here when you're running that quick out and the quarterback's coming at you, but Romo, I think, is just a little bit late with this football, Brad. I think he could have got it to him a step or two earlier in his drop. He just seemed a little late coming out, and then, again, as you mentioned, threw it behind him. I'm sure Miles is saying, I should have had it, and Tony's saying, I'll get you a better ball.
McBriar booms this punt away to former #1 pick Buster Davis, who fields it at the 9. A flag comes in as he steps around contact, and then Davis is ridden out at around the 15. Much better kick for McBriar. 54 yards, and the hang time was 4.7. Sam Hurd was down there for the tackle.
San Diego's going to be starting inside their 10 here, Brad, when this gets assessed.
That's where Matt McBriar becomes a tremendous weapon for you. As Miles Austin on the sideline talking with receivers coach Ray Sherman about exactly what happened at the end of that route. Here's Jim Carey, the referee.
Team number 32, half the distance to the goal. First down.
What did I say?
Timeout.
Did I say Jim?
Jim. Now that would be funny.
That would be funny. San Diego is backed up to its 6 after the penalty on the punt return. And the Cowboys have gone to a number of second-team defenders as Mike Tolbert, the running back, carries it out to around the 8-yard line. DeMarcus Ware made the stop. Victor Butler has replaced Anthony Spencer at linebacker. I said a number of second-team defenders. Well, there's Cletus Gordon in place of Newman at left corner. And that may be the only 2 changes they've made. And Gordon, of course, a former San Diego Charger for several years, who is trying to become the 4th corner on this Dallas team. The Chargers are 2nd and 8 at the 8. Rivers with play action. Over the middle, caught by Floyd for a first down at the 20-yard line. 13 yards to Malcolm Floyd.
Watch the job Phillip Rivers does here in terms of helping out his left tackle, who has his hands full with DeMarcus Ware. The right side of your screen here. Steps up back into the pocket. Look at that. Great job by Rivers. Fires a strike down the middle of the field. And that's where we saw John Kitna last week, Brad. I felt like he kind of, right at the goal line, stepped back and did not help Doug Free out on the sack that almost became a safety against Oakland.
Matthews, the tailback again, and he'll take the handoff and up the middle for about 3 to the 24. Lee and Hatcher involved in that tackle. Do we have time for a couple of shout-outs? Can we say a couple of shout-outs?
And get well. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jack, Drew, and Matt McCoy and Parker, the nephews of our graphics operator, John McCoy. They're watching. Our old pal Buck Buchanan, the former Cowboys equipment manager, the father of assistant equipment manager Bucky Buchanan, is watching tonight. Wish him well. And a big get well to Robert Newhouse, the Cowboys fullback, who is suffering from the effects of a stroke and fighting back real hard. And everybody who enjoyed watching number 44 and all of his friends, please know you are in our hearts. 2nd and 6, and Rivers back. A lot of time, deep to the middle, and the ball's dropped, but there's a flag in the secondary. Floyd was all alone. I'm not sure Rivers wasn't hit as he delivered it. The ball fluttered a little, and Floyd couldn't get to it at the 45, but there was a flag in the secondary.
You're going to have illegal contact, Brad? I think Brady James.
Illegal contact. Defense number 50. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Excuse me, that's Sean Lee. Yeah, but they were getting a free runner down the middle of the field here. See if we can find Sean Lee. Wow. That was a little bit of a phantom call actually inside there.
I didn't see Sean Lee touch anybody, but they did get the 5-yard penalty and this fresh set of downs at the 30.
Couldn't even say it was incidental, could you?
Yeah. I like that fresh set of downs.
Sounds
like linens or something.
Spring-like.
Yeah.
Renewal. At the 31st down, Rivers quick out to the right to Nene, and Orlando Scandrick wraps him up after a gain of about a yard.
Do you get a fresh set of downs in Philadelphia when it's January and the wind is blowing snow sideways?
You just have to play some more.
Yeah, you get. Yeah.
Fellas, the X-rays on Sensabaugh were negative, but he's done for the day. And I was able to see why Keith Brookings' shoulder hurts. His right shoulder pads have, the jersey has 2 gouges torn all the way to the pads, and the tear was so damaging it like stuck to the shoulder pad, so it's a good reason why.
2nd and 9, the handoff to Sproles, and they stiffen up, and Lee able to get there after a gain of about 2, and it'll be 3rd and long for the Chargers, and the Chargers tonight 4 of 6 on 3rd down.
And we take a look at Phillip Rivers. How'd you like to be in the AFC, Brad? And you want to go to the Pro Bowl. You want to be a first selection, not one of those guys that goes because 5 people turned it down. And you've got to go through Peyton Manning and Tom Brady every year. But Phillip Rivers is right at the very top, I think, of that quarterback list. And how would you like that? You had Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees on your team at the same time. Who says there's not quality depth at that position?
3rd down, close to 7. And Lee blitzing up the middle, and Rivers underneath to Floyd and through the arms of Scandrick for a first down at the 41-yard line. Good read by Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, good job of just dumping it off. You know, you get a little bit of a 3rd and long. The tendency is I'm going to try to pick it all up with the throw. But right here, they say, you know, hey, if they want to take it all the way downfield, you make a little move there, and Wilson picks up the first down.
It was 3rd and 3, and they went 2 tight ends and moved Antonio Gates in the slot, and Orlando Scandrick had to cover Gates in the slot, and then they dumped it off underneath to the 2nd tight end.
Well, they threw it to the wide receiver, Floyd. And on first down, they pitch it left to Matthews, and another big block. Again, a great job of sealing the outside linebacker. And Ryan Matthews is able to rumble all the way down to the Dallas 49 before Brandon Williams, who is in the game now for Ware, was able to get him.
I don't want to say they're going to make people forget LaDainian Tomlinson, but I think they're going to like this.
Sorry, who?
I think they're going to like Ryan Matthews here. What do you think?
Oh, there's no question they picked the right guy.
Well, they liked him at Fresno State because he led the nation in rushing.
Again, Brandon Williams is in for DeMarcus Ware, and Tolbert, the bruising fullback, who plays some tailback in situations like this on 2nd and 5, up the middle, all the way down to the 43 for a first down. And we'll look at the board of our statistician, Bob Thomas. This is a lot of rushing yards for this San Diego team. It's not just Rivers. I mean, Matthews, I think, was a great pick for them, Dave, because they want to be able to run the ball in order to take advantage of Rivers.
And I will say this now, the Chargers are going to go no huddle, so I'll pick it up after this play.
Sproles is in at running back. And Buster Davis is in motion into the slot. Buster Davis, a first-round pick 4 years ago. Hold your hand up if you remember that. Rivers, clean pocket. And he threw it behind Sproles, running down the seam. Incomplete, coming out of the backfield. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That notion of getting the running back, and obviously you do have to be able to run the football, but I think it's a bygone era when you say we've got to run and stop the run. The Chargers were 31st last year rushing the football. They were 20th stopping the rush. The big plays and the points come in the passing game. If you can throw the ball like San Diego did last year with Phillip Rivers having just a great year.
So you don't care if you run it or not?
No, I mean, I'd like to be able to.
I think you can throw it better if you can run it.
You can, all the above. But if you can't throw it, you're not going to win games. They proved you can win 13 not being able to run the ball.
2nd and 10, and Rivers deep down the middle, caught. First down at the 25 by Floyd again, working on his old teammate Cletus Gordon. That's a gain of 18. This drive is over 5 minutes old.
Well, the Chargers have 2 holdouts. Their left tackle, Marcus McNeil, and of course their leading wide receiver last year, Vincent Jackson.
Big deal.
I know they want him, but right now it doesn't look like they miss him a whole lot.
Yeah, those 2 guys are sitting at home watching this saying,
hey, and just for the record, I was going back looking at the notes from last year's game against San Diego at Cowboys Stadium, regular season, and with, well, do you not play Tony Romo? Chargers had 2 rookies starting in the offensive line. They had a right guard rookie and a right tackle rookie.
This possession started at the Chargers 6, down to the Dallas 25. It's closing in on 6 minutes long. 4:40 left in the quarter. Handoff, Tolbert banging off the first tackler for 3, down to the 23 before Junior C of E makes the stop. And the first team Dallas defense has almost completely been rested now. Bowen is an end. Alan Ball is still in the game, and Ware is back in on nickel situations. But Leon Williams is in at inside linebacker. Victor Butler is in. And again, Brooking and Sensabaugh both shaken up with injuries that Mickey Spagnuolo has told us hopefully are not serious, but enough to keep him on the bench the rest of tonight. 2nd and 8. They're going to run up the middle, Matthews. And Butler stopped him at first, and then he bounced off that and peeled back out. And Church came up and got him, along with Butler.
It looked like Stephen Bowen, number 72, had a shot at him early on here. See a little wall there, and Bowen's kind of he's getting blocked and trying to drag him down at the same time, but doesn't appear like that's going to work against Ryan Matthews.
But back to your point earlier, if you're the Chargers and you don't have Marcus McNeil and you're looking at Brandon Dombrowski at left tackle and you're saying we think he can play, you're just thrilled with this first half. This is the 13th play of the drive, 3rd and 3 at the Dallas 19. Rivers 5 steps, looks left, now right, now in the flat, and the ball is caught and fumbled. Picked up by the Cowboys, Barry Church, down the left sideline to the 50. Church to the 30. Church with 1 man to beat. Church couldn't quite get to the Church. All the way down to the 8.
For Pete's sake, get me to the Church on time.
Well, our buddy John Ingham, who's working in the graphics truck tonight, likes to say when something's done, he likes to say, well, that's Church. And that was Church for 81 yards after Brady James made him cough it up.
And Anthony Spencer's out in front of Church at the end of this here. All he's got to do is throw the block on Phillip Rivers. And he can't get him. There's Rivers, and Rivers wants no part of this. Come on, Anthony, make that block. Oh, Anthony.
How did the safety not score? Run over the quarterback.
He was out of gas.
Wasn't he?
You can see that.
Wasn't he? Seriously, that's a little disappointing from the safety, isn't it?
If I'm North Turner, too, if my headset is on into my quarterback, which, of course, it's not 15 seconds before the snap, I say, Phillip, just get out of the way. Let him score. Do not get hurt.
So Dallas takes over at the San Diego 8 after an 81-yard fumble return. Romo hands it to Felix Jones, who's only got about a yard in behind the right guard. It's 7-0 San Diego, and the Cowboys relying on their second takeaway of the night to get back into scoring position. And Barry Church, he's gassed over on that side. I mean, he was staggering at the end like a defensive tackle. But he did get noticed.
Yeah. And, you know, you can say, well, he didn't make the play. It was Brady James. It was good things happen around the football, and he has been around the football.
2nd down and goal at the 8. Shotgun. Witten in motion. Romo looking right, throwing to Witten. And he had the ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by Quentin Jammer, the old Longhorn. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Now they're trying to figure out, the officials are trying to figure out, Brad, was it a catch? And now they're saying, no catch. You make the call. Yeah, never had it. Never had it.
So it's incomplete. 3rd and goal, and you know every Cowboy fan watching. Red zone offense. Cowboys have not scored an offensive touchdown in the preseason. In the entire preseason. In 2.5 games.
There seems to be some confusion here. I think Romo needs to take a timeout.
Romo's in the shotgun. The play clock is ticking. Looking to his right. Throwing to Austin. Caught it. Touchdown on the right side of the end zone.
Boy, there's a lot of confusion. I was worried about the protection there because Marion Barber's in the backfield trying to figure out what it is we're doing. But the protection is good, and it's just that back shoulder fade to Miles Austin up the right sideline, and the Cowboys have their first offensive touchdown of the preseason.
That back shoulder fade, they've really got that down,
Boy,
don't they?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how you teach a corner to defend it. And it's a more difficult pass to throw than you think. The timing of that with the quarterback and the receiver has to be just right. And it was just right on that play.
Beeler for the extra point for Dallas. It's good. At 2:08 remaining in the first half, and the score is now Dallas 7 and the San Diego Chargers 7. The Dallas Cowboys go 8 yards to the touchdown after the Barry Church fumble return. Still don't know whether to think he made a great play or just looked awful. Now, seriously, in a preseason game, if it's a regular season, Spencer would have blown Rivers up. In preseason, I don't know if
you would hope
like
so.
A professional courtesy?
No, I don't think
what?
so. Just ran right by him.
Beeler kicks it away to the rookie, Richard Goodman, at the 1-yard line. And Goodman across the 20 to the 25. Jamar Wall joining Jason Williams.
Boy, that's the way you return a kickoff.
Down. Yeah,
Excuse me. No hesitation. Catch it and go, and that's what he did. 7-7, Cowboys and Chargers.
2-minute warning. Dallas 7, San Diego 7 at the 2-minute warning, and the Chargers have backup Billy Volek playing quarterback now, 11-year veteran in the league, with backup receivers and the first-team offensive line, and Dallas with its first-team nickel defense.
Got to give a shout-out, too, to the right guard and right tackle for San Diego, starting tonight's game. Corsicana High School's Luis Vasquez and Jeremy Clary at right tackle from Mansfield High School. So even though they're with the Chargers, they all want, Corsicana High School wants to say,
they want, no, they do. And they've got another young man, Nick Richmond from TCU in South Garland, who's not going to play tonight. He's got a little bit of an injury. So if you folks are wondering about Nick, you won't be seeing him tonight for the Chargers. 2nd and 10 for Volek's Chargers. Handoff to Tolbert. He's trying to weave behind the line, and he actually a little bit nifty for a big man. Sidestepped the first tackler. And then James and Spencer bring him down.
How did you refer to Tolbert earlier tonight, Brad? You had a word for him.
Bruising?
Bruising. Yes, bruising.
He's bruising.
Yeah.
He's a bruising guy.
I think by definition, when you're 5 feet 9 inches tall and you're 245, you are a bruiser, whether you want to be or not.
You are bruising. 3rd down and a long 5. At the 33, shotgun for Volek. Dallas. The rush from outside, Ratliff on a stunt was the first man there to get him, and then Ware and Spencer, who teamed on a tackle earlier, bring him down, but hold everything. There's another marker in the secondary. It's defensive holding. Forget the sack.
Wow. And you never know if that defensive hold caused the quarterback to hold the football, but that pass rush was, I would call, relentless. Not bruising, but relentless.
That was Skandrick standing there with his hands on his hips. Let's see if Mike Carey says 32.
Holding. Defense number 32. 5-yard penalty. Automatic.
Body language. You can spot it, huh, Brad Sham?
Absolutely. And Skandrick is now showing Terrence Newman. I didn't grab him, I just hit him.
Skandrick's on the bottom left of the screen there.
That would be him holding Josh Reed.
Yeah,
I think he got a little handsy. Don't you?
And you're in the middle of the field. It's not like offensive linemen where there's bodies all around you.
It's only the 2nd Dallas penalty, but it's the 2nd one for a first down. And SMU rookie Sean Bray McNeil from Dallas Madison is in at running back. And Volek fires deep over the middle, and the ball is tipped by Lee and then dropped by Reed.
And did Lee get his hands on that
I don't
football?
know.
Yeah.
It looked to me like he did.
He's around it. I do know that.
He got a real good drop back into the passing lane. You know, it went through his hands, I think.
Awfully close.
But Josh Reed, who's trying to resurrect his career after 8 years in Buffalo, I think was distracted by Lee. So a minute 11 remaining in the half. 7-7 game. Chargers 2nd and 10. Tight end Randy McMichael in motion. Volek, play action. Little screen to Tolbert. And Lee kind of corrals him and rides him out of bounds with Cletus Gordon after he got a first down all the way up to the 48. That's a big man in open space. That is some kind of momentum he had going.
Well, and Cletus Gordon, of course, in the first game against Cincinnati on the punt return had the, the neck stinger to the shoulder, and he got hit. And I do not want to take on a 245-pound bowling ball then.
No kidding. And apparently neither did Cletus.
Yeah,
he joined
he
in.
stood his ground.
He joined in.
It's something where you say, look, I know this won't look good on film, so I'm going to have to pretend like I want to do this, but I don't.
I don't want to.
I want everybody to know I don't.
1:03 left in the half. 1st and 10 at the 48. Rivers play action. Pressured and buried. Jason Hatcher escaping up the middle for the 2nd Dallas sack of the night.
Boy, and buried is right.
Did I hope I didn't say Rivers. I did say Rivers. I thought I did, because the first thing I thought was, as Dallas calls timeout, as I was thinking, that's why you say, why is Rivers in the game? But he wasn't. Rivers is 17 and Volek is number 7. We're hearing plenty of you, Mike Carey. Thank you very much. And Hatcher with the sack and a quick timeout.
You're welcome. Nice rush by Hatcher. Wade Phillips laying his hands upon the defense now, apparently. When you're 2nd in the NFL in points allowed,
and I was just thinking about that, because that's a statistic. Well, I think that's pretty good. When you give up 15 points a game, you're 2nd in the league. Now, I don't think this is a good first half for the Dallas defense at all. But they've only given up 7 points.
Well, and that came after the Romo interception as well on a short field when San Diego took over the ball at the Cowboys 40. Now, they definitely, given up more than they had in the first 2.
I would like to look at Bob Thomas's stat board and see how many yards the Chargers have to this point. And he gave me a look like, I don't know yet. I haven't.
Preseason.
2nd down, 16 at the Charger 42. Volek is in the shotgun. Pressured from the backside screen. And it is the rookie McNeil breaking tackles across the 50. The former Mustang, all the way down to the Dallas 49. And that's a gain of 10 on that screen. Why didn't Norv run that screen?
They're running it to perfection here. I will say this. I like
timeout. San Diego, they're first.
I like what they're throwing at you. San Diego, that is, in terms of their running back situation. I mean, you've got a lot of diversity back there. When you consider Tolbert, who we've talked about at 5'9" and 245. Sproles gives you that quick back on the screen. Ryan Matthews, their number 1 pick. Pretty good stuff.
207 yards of offense for the Chargers right now. Now, it's only 7 points because Dallas has 2 takeaways. That's the reason. Wade Phillips keeps saying takeaways aren't important. It's the points given up. And fair enough. But guess what, defensive coordinator? They were driving. They were in the red zone when Brady James forced that fumble.
But let me tell you why takeaways are important, and we saw it with San Diego. You take the ball away and you give your offense a short field, that leads to points, and that's what really got, I'd say, misinterpreted in all the numbers I thought last year.
3rd and 8, Volek back. A lot of time here, deep to the left. Incomplete. Looking for Buster Davis over the head of Ball. It's 4th down. And Dallas has only had 6 minutes of possession in the first half.
And I'm wondering if we're going to see the first team offense in the second half.
I say no.
Because you want to see the young guys, or you think you've seen enough?
Enough's enough.
Well, but it hasn't been enough. It's been 6 minutes of football.
That's a good point. But you got 2 more preseason games.
But it's not so much, it's not the time.
No, right.
No, it's how many plays have you run?
Right. Owusu-Ansah back again to receive this punt, and here's a flip-flop by Cyphers. And this one hit at the 10-yard line and went out of bounds. Dallas will have 28 seconds and 2 timeouts in a 7-7 game, and it looks like John Kitna is getting ready to come in at quarterback.
Boy, well, 28 seconds. Pretty hard to march it down the field here. And this is a point, too. You know, you can throw a little screen or something, but at your own 9, I don't know.
You're going to have the ball to start the third quarter. Don't get cute.
Well, even running the ball, if you're not going to attempt to really move it down the field and score, just have your quarterback take a knee.
And I think that would be fine. Although the Chargers have 2 timeouts also.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that. John Kitna, the quarterback, behind the first team line. And they are going to hand the ball off. And it's Tashard Choice for the first time tonight, back near the line of scrimmage.
I think that'll be the first and last time in this half.
I believe you're correct.
I'm going to go get some bananas and oranges at the half.
Nobody looks like they're interested in calling any timeouts. And so we've got turnovers, the big story of this game. An interception thrown by Romo on a blitz led to the San Diego score, and a fumble recovery of 81 yards by Barry Church, caused by Brady James, led to the Dallas score, Romo to Austin, and that's why it's 7-7 at half.
Well, and the Cowboys got that preseason monkey off their back. They now have an offensive touchdown, as you mentioned, 3rd and 8. Tony Romo to Miles Austin, and all is right with the world, other than the fact that we've got a 7-7 ball game.
Yeah, you know what nobody needs? Overtime.
Wait a minute, we've got 30 more minutes of football to play.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it.
Cowboys 7, Chargers 7 in San Diego tonight, and we'll be back with more at halftime after this from your local station. Beautiful night in San Diego. It is 7-7 at halftime. A moving salute to the American military at halftime on Military Recognition Night at the Chargers game. And here are the halftime stats presented by Miller Lite. You can see the total yards, 205 to 49. That's a lopsided game. Those 2 turnovers by the San Diego offense, the reason that the score is 7-7 with that kind of disparity, because remember, the Chargers were in the red zone when Brady James forced a fumble, and Barry Church, the rookie safety, picked it up and ran it back 81 yards. That set up the Romo to Miles Austin touchdown, and the Dallas first team defense was out there most of the way in that first half. Injuries to Brooking and Sensabaugh that Mickey Spagnola told us hopefully are not serious, but serious enough to end their evening. And the rookie, Kwasi Owusu-Ansah, getting the chance to be the kickoff returner for the Cowboys tonight. He had a collegiate shoulder injury that kept him out of OTAs and the first part of training camp, and he really just got back on the field in the last few days. And this young man is a guy they really like, and you know, he's so smart. He knows all the defenses, and he's an explosive kick returner, they think.
And how much of a factor can he be in this thing?
Well, I mean,
missing, again, as you mentioned, all the OTAs, all the mini camps. I mean, defensively.
Defensively, I don't know. But he can be a good bat. And I'll tell you, after the kickoff, where they think he might be able to be a factor, it's a short kick by Kading. And Owusu-Ansah from the 10, and a tremendous special teams play to knock him down after only a 10-yard return. The tackle is made by Billy Letzko and by Quentin Teal, number 36. Where they're hoping, Babe, that he can make a difference is learning the slot defender position behind Orlando Scandrick and doing it as a rookie safety the way Darren Woodson did. They're not saying he's Darren Woodson. They're saying that's...
I like the way you immediately clip.
Yeah, because that's big shoes to fill. Dallas said it's 20 to start the third quarter from right to left in the 7-7 game, and John Kitna, the quarterback, handing it off to the third running back. And that, of course, is Tashard Choice. And now we're going to look up and down the line, and we're going to see the changes that the Cowboys have made here, because we see that looks to me like Brewster has moved over to left tackle next to Travis Bright Phil Costa, number 67, a great candidate to be the backup center, is now the center. And Sam Young, the right guard, next to Pat McQuiston. And they really like number 76, Sam Young. Kitna under center, and flags go down as the pitch goes to Choice. This might be a free play. I think the Chargers got in the neutral zone, and they're going to let Choice, I think, have that run for a first down. 10 yards for Choice.
And if it was on the offense, they would have blown the whistle.
The Cowboys, by the way, have a new tight end.
Offside. Defense number 70 is declined. The play results in a first down.
Not with them tonight is Martin Rucker, the former Missouri star, who was with Cleveland, was with Tampa, had a hamstring injury, didn't pass his physical in Tampa, but they think he's about over it. But he's not here tonight, so DeLeon Farr will play some tight end, maybe some of Martellus Bennett, and newly signed Jason Posiak.
Now this time, and they did stop the play.
This time they did.
Offense.
Right.
False start. Offense number 87. 5-yard penalty and still first down.
And that is DeLeon Farr from Houston, who was actually with the Chargers in training camp and released a couple of weeks ago. The first time he put on a Cowboy uniform was at that public practice at Cowboy Stadium 2 nights before they played the Raiders. So it is first down and 15, and Kitna under siege over the middle, broken up. The pass from Martellus Bennett, number 53, James Holt, broke it up.
Pressure coming right up the middle again on Kitna here. You always want to take away that inside pressure.
Backups all across the board for the Chargers defensively as well. The twos on offense, the twos on defense. And interesting that Brewster has been moved over to left tackle now because of all the injuries they have in camp. They'd rather have him there behind in front of Kitna than young Will Barker, who might play the fourth quarter. There's an offside linebacker, and this time I think they will take the penalty. His Choice's run only got about a yard. Giles Tucker was offside.
Defense number 94. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Alfonso Boone is in at a defensive end for the Chargers.
You mentioned backups. Excuse me. You mentioned Phil Costa, Brad. And this guy's been impressive, I think. He played very, very well last week against the Raiders. Might be a guy you think about practice squad. I don't think they would get him through because you have to release him and then bring him back.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Second down, and Kitna with a deep out to Sam Hurd. And some people think Sam Hurd's fighting for his job as he catches it at the 39. I don't know how you can think that. I think Sam Hurd is just too good a receiver and too good a special teams player.
Well, and the school of thought is it's going to be Sam Hurd or possibly Jesse Holley, who I know they're going to take a long look at on special teams tonight. Jesse Holley, that is. But I just hate to be in that room and say, I don't want Sam Hurd. He does so many things. Special teams, he's great. He can plug in at any receiver position. He's just a guy you like to have on your football team.
It's 3rd and 2 at the Dallas 39. It's the twos against the twos as we start the third quarter in a 7-7 game. And 3 seconds left on the play clock, so John Kitna is forced to call timeout.
Timeout, Dallas third first.
12:49 remaining in the third quarter, and you can tell when the backups come in on both sides. I hesitate to say this to you because
don't say it then.
For a few years this was your career, but the game changes at this stage. 2 Dallas in a 7-7 game, and they're going to hand it off to Choice, bouncing to the right. A pull block from Travis Bright and a pull block from Chris Gronkowski, the fullback. And Choice turns his legs and gets around the right side and gets a Dallas first down.
Well, I was sitting here saying, come on, Tashard, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. He knew better, showed a lot of patience here, just trying to get that hole, and then once he lowers his shoulder in here, drops down and drives forward for another 1.5 yards that got him the first down.
60 Bright, 44 Gronkowski pushing the defenders out of the way, and the ball at the Dallas 42 in a 7-7 game in the third quarter. I formation, and it's Choice popping behind the left side and sliding up the middle, and somehow when that should have been about a 1 yard gain, he got 4 up to the 46.
Boy, and he has a little bit of uncanny ability, Brad. Just as you said, it looks like he's doesn't have a whole lot there, and he's very patient. You know, he just kind of picking, then he makes that cut, puts his left foot in the ground, and up the field he goes.
We were talking about Costa, who is the center now, and as Choice leaves the lineup on second down, and they think Costa might be the backup center now. They really like his work ethic and his aggressiveness. Herb Donaldson's the running back. And flags go down as we appear to have a false start again. So it'll go to 2nd and 11.
False start, offense number 80. 5-yard penalty, still second.
Martellus Bennett, who of course is in just about his 2nd week of work.
First game back, huh?
It is his first game, isn't it? And I forgot that.
He forgot the snap count.
He did. He did.
Now see, there's no reason. I understand these things don't get as crisp as they once were when the starters go out, but there's no reason why your backups can't be onside and go on the ball. 2nd and
11. Kitten, a deep drop. Good block from Brewster. Swing pass to Donaldson, who broke a tackle and got all the way to midfield, almost to midfield. Now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Back at the 46 to set up 3rd down and 5. I'll tell you this, Brewster's had his detractors, but I think Brewster has acquitted himself pretty well tonight. Starting at right tackle, there certainly wasn't any problems that were clearly because he was there. And now he's coming over on the left side, and he's doing okay. Would you agree?
I would agree. Again, I don't know that he's NFL ready to put into a regular season game.
Right, but I don't think we ought to shoot him either, which a lot of people were getting the back and looking and throwing it deep out to the left behind Ogletree, who was being covered by Nathan Vasher, the former Longhorn Chicago Bear, and it'll be a punt for Matt McBriar.
Yeah, when we're talking backup linemen, and I know it's not all that sexy, but the two guys that have impressed me are the guys we've talked about, Phil Costa and Sam Young over at right tackle. You get another look at Brewster there as McQuiston mixes it up at the top of the screen. But
Gary Banks, the punt returner, and McBriar launches this one. Oh, baby. And Banks makes the mistake of fielding it on the 5. Sideline to the 10. He broke 1 tackle. And then Victor Butler, among others, along with Cletus Gordon, and make it a Holly, rather, 16, not 26, down to make the tackle. So it's a 49-yard punt. 7-7, 10:28 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the Chargers for the first time, with Bullock handing it off to Tolbert, and Tolbert hard to ride out of bounds, and not tackle, ride. Brandon Williams finally did. Those guys jumping up for a Tolbert ride there and falling off.
Well, Orlando Scandrick goes up high on Tolbert, and that's just not going to work. I don't know how high you can go on a man that only stands 5'9", but you see Scandrick at the top of your screen here come in, and you're just not going to get him down. Who does that remind you of? 35.
Well,
for the Chargers.
For the Chargers,
remember?
No.
Butts.
Oh, I was thinking of 34 for the Houston Oilers for a while. Billy Volek back to throw on 2nd down and 7, deep out, and misfiring for Josh Reed to the sideline, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Yeah, I'd forgotten about him, but and again, I'm not saying Tolbert's Earl Campbell, but that's what it looked like a lot of times when guys tried to. I don't think I can tackle him. Maybe I can ride him for a while. Maybe I can get to the
8 seconds. Should I give you a tackle?
I get another ride if I can stay on for 8 seconds.
Sure.
Norv Turner, famous for the quote when asked if he was having fun, once said, "Nobody in this league's having any fun." Said before the game, I said, "Are you having fun?" He said, "Yeah, I'm having fun." He was the coach of the year last year. When would he not have fun? 3rd down and Volek back to throw. He's under a heavy rush and throws it short for McNeil. And the Chargers are going to have to punt. That's a much better effort by the Cowboys' 2nd defenders.
I don't know if Norv's having fun, but you can clearly see Wade Phillips is having a little more fun in this camp. It's a relaxed Wade Phillips. I think first time he's gone into a 4th year as a head coach of the same team. And I think he's got his guys. He's got the Brookings and the Oshanskis and guys like Cletus Gordon coming from San Diego. And I definitely notice a more relaxed Wade Phillips. He denies it, but I see it.
You know, you see right, and not only is he more relaxed, I think he's more confident.
Yep.
Owusu-Ansah, the deep man on the punt. And he is run over. I did not see a fair catch call. So the ball came out as Owusu-Ansah is knocked down. Then it's picked up, and the flags are everywhere at about the 35 of Dallas. I saw no fair catch sign. Did you?
Well, it didn't matter. He got hit before. Either way, he got hit before the ball came down. I've seen that about 5 times this preseason, twice to the Cowboys now.
A 45-yard punt.
Interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch. Kicking team number 40. 41, 15-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
He never called for a fair catch, but Spillman ran him right. I mean,
Either way.
bigger than life. He ran him over. Dallas from the San Diego 48 after the penalty on the punt return. Right to left with Kitna, the quarterback, and a toss right to Tashard Choice, who's back in the game, and getting nothing as he gets to the boundary and run out of bounds.
And liking it.
You'll get nothing and you'll like it.
Let's take a look at the last return here. Apparently, you think Joe DeCamillis, the Cowboys special teams coach, doesn't like what Ogletree did on that play?
That's my guess.
Is that? I mean, I'm just guessing here.
Just reading body language and lips.
Yeah.
2nd and 11. Choice actually lost a yard at the Charger 49. Creighton, the wide receiver, in motion to the left slot. Kitna, deep drop. Deep down the left side for Creighton. Fingertips. Did he catch it? Oh, they said no at the 33. Patrick Creighton just couldn't quite get there. That's one that you'd like. I bet Kitna would like to have that back, wouldn't he?
Yeah, ball went up just a little bit late here. Come on, tap him, Patrick.
He didn't get to it. He couldn't because the ball was slipping out of his fingers. That's too bad because that was a good route by Creighton. Another one that a lot of people were trying to figure out a way out of town. I don't think so. 3rd and 11. Kitna blitzed. In the right flat. Choice just dropped it just before he got bumped by C.J. Spillman, the safety. And that's a very unimpressive series of downs for John Kitna and the offense.
Yeah. And they're not going to pick up the first down here, but he's got a free runner. Kitna knows it. You just see it doesn't matter. Grade school, high school, college, pros, ahead. You saw Tashard Choice's head come upfield to go see where he's going to run with the ball, and he never caught the ball.
Now, there's the drop by Choice, and so Banks is the punt returner, and McBriar flip-flops it. Banks calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 12-yard line, and have we mentioned what a good weapon Matt McBriar is? A 36-yard punt. The hang time was 4-8. The Chargers are at the 12. San Diego at 7-7. We have 8:57 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Chargers left to right at their own 13. Bullock handing off to Tolbert. Bulls his way 2 yards across the 15 to around the 17-yard line.
Now that there used to be the coffin corner with these punters, Brad, and we remember the old time, and I think maybe Jeff Gossett might have been the last of those guys, but watch Matt McBriar, and they call it the flip-flop, and see how the nose of the football goes down, and they pop it up, and it's actually end under end. And man, what a weapon that is, though. It just hangs up there, and the other thing is it typically does not bounce forward.
2nd and 6, play action, screen. There's a tackle missed at the 10. And Tolbert all the way out to the 30. There's a terrible defensive play as Marcus Dixon ran him down, but we're going to have to go back and see who missed that.
I think it was
that's
Leon
11 yards.
Yeah, Leon Williams. And that's a linebacker. I understand cornerbacks tossing it down, but again, Mike Tolbert is a big fella right here.
Well, you got to make that play right there. That's terrible.
And I'm telling you, I like if I'm North Turner, I like my weapons at that linebacker position this year.
He's got all different kinds. Oh, they're a good team. 1st and 10 out at the 30. Volek to the right, to the tight end at the 35-yard line, or make it to the wide receiver, Seyi Ajirotutu.
Attaboy, Brad.
That was for you, Mick. Seyi Ajirotutu, a rookie free agent from Fresno State. Norv Turner, you have got weapons.
He likes it. Hey, you know, 3 years ago, now coming into their 4th seasons, both Norv and Wade, of course, they were 1-2 for the Cowboys job. As it turned out, it was Wade 1, Norv 2.
The handoff to Tolbert on the right side. And he is stacked up after a gain of about 3, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 38.
And my guess is both teams are pretty happy with the guy they've hired. You look at their regular season wins, Brad. Only one coach.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah, only one coach has more regular season wins
in the NFL.
In the NFL over the last 3 years.
Oh, how about that?
Over the last 3 years since they were hired. Wade Phillips has 33 wins. Norv Turner 32. Bill Belichick 37. So, I mean, they're in some pretty good company for 2 guys that have been on the hot seat ever since they took over their jobs.
3rd and 1, Tolbert, and he just moves the stack. I think. Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on. Because where that side judge has spotted the ball, it's not a gimme. I thought that Tolbert had gained more forward progress than that, but it does look like a first down at the 40.
Norv Turner's problem, though, Brad, is he keeps starting out 2 and 3, so they want to fire him at the beginning of every year. And this was close, and it was, but the forward progress got him just that extra little inch.
1st and 10, and Volek with play action to throw deep. Oh, he's got his man all alone. Ajirotutu finally slung down by Cletus Gordon. Somebody busted a coverage. 56 yards to Seyi Ajirotutu.
Yeah, that doesn't make Wade Phillips very happy. Boy, just wide open, a little play action.
Looked like they released the safety, and the safety had no idea he was being released to.
I don't know if Cletus Gordon was expecting help. He didn't get it.
Marcus Mason, who was with Washington last year, in at running back now, and stopped for no gain. And I think that was still both Church and McCray in at safety. I think we'd have to go back and look at it again. Maybe we can. But
he was the one that bit up, Brad, and then he started retreating. It was Barry Church.
Church, there you go. Well, you know, that one of the knocks on him was that he was a box safety, although he hasn't played like it in training camp. 2nd and goal, and Volek will hand the ball off to Mason. To the goal line, touchdown, San Diego. You get your punter to back him up to the 13. And then they go 56 yards on one play, and that's how you give up a score.
Boy, it looked like the Cowboys had him stopped right about at the line of scrimmage, and then the force just keeps coming, and he pushes in a good 2 yards past the end line there.
Veteran Nick Novak is on for this extra point, and he got it. 4:29 remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter, and the score becomes the Chargers 14 and the Cowboys 7 in San Diego.
Wade Phillips not as happy a man as he was when this game started.
Watch TCU battle Oregon State in the Cowboys Classic September 4th at Cowboys Stadium. Tickets for the Cowboys Classic are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations and Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 800-745-3000. TCU ranked number 6th in the country in the AP poll that came out today. That should be a good football game now.
Yeah, it should. And it gets you started.
Yeah, by the way, Oregon State is ranked 24th. It's Nick Novak to kick off, and it's Owusu-Ansah at the 3. To the 15, and hit hard at the 25. And the ball came out. And official indication is Dallas got it back. And the Chargers, by the way, went 87 yards in 8 plays.
On another return that Owusu-Ansah had, the ball came out late. They ruled him down, but he's got to take care of this football. That's 2 that have come out, and it appears this one won't cost him.
That's dangerous, though.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So Dallas down 14-7. Trailing for the second time tonight, starting at their 22, and it's still Kitna at quarterback.
And remember, Usuanza getting his first taste of anything.
Right.
First OTAs, minicamp, this is his first game.
And this is Sam Hurd on a little hitch in the left flat. Up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 7 before being brought down by Nathan Vasher.
Brad, I've got Keith Brooking here on the sideline if you want to listen in to him. I gave an injury update, so why don't you give an injury update on yourself?
It was just a mild AC sprain to my right shoulder. It's not a big deal. It was a grade 1. We did an x-ray. So, you know, if it was regular season, I'd put a pad on and roll, but they decided just to hold me out.
Well, judging from what your shoulder pad looked like, you would have had to put a pad on. It looked like it got gouged from on the side you got hit on. Yeah,
it was, I tell you, this is a good test for us. You know, their offense is obviously one of the best offenses in the league. And they got some yardage on us, and they were playing physical football. But, you know, it was good for us to create a couple of turnovers, you know, in our area, you know, become an opportunistic defense and keep them out of the end zone.
They seem to be pretty fired up. The atmosphere around here didn't seem like a preseason game with all the fans standing the whole time, and they seem pretty fired up on the field, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great atmosphere. When we actually scored our touchdown, I thought they batted the ball down. We may have more fans here than they have, though. I didn't know we scored until I looked up and saw Miles celebrating. So we have a lot of fan support here as well.
And you're going to hear a big cheer now because on 3rd down and 1, Herb Donaldson thrown for a loss in the flat and the Cowboys punt.
Okay, we have Keith Brooking here, and you said it was a good test for the defense. This is the first time someone's actually moved the ball on you guys a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we gave up some big plays, which you can't have. You know, just guys not taking care of their responsibility, so we'll get that corrected. And this is obviously it's a good test for us. I mean, it's a good football team, and you know, we gave up 1 score in the first half, but I was real pleased. You know, there's a pretty good chance you get 10, 11, 12 plays in us in a series. Something's good's going to happen for us. You know, a lot of plays we have on defense, and it was good for us to create a couple turnovers down in our area.
Sean Lee took over for you after you went out. Did you get a chance to come back in and keep an eye on how he was doing?
I was checking him out. He was productive. You know, he obviously this is a good chance for him to get out here and get his feet wet. He hasn't had any action so far in the preseason, and he'll learn from his mistakes. But I thought he played well all in all.
Okay, Keith. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Mickey, thank you. The Cowboys with a toothless possession and the punt of 45 yards by McBriar to the San Diego 27-yard line, and with the Chargers leading 14-7 and 2:16 remaining. That was a Steiner Sports call to the sideline to Keith Brooking. Out of the I formation, Volek hands it to Mason, and he is blasted down for a loss on the play by junior C of E, who's playing at nose. C of E slipping the block of the pulling guard, Jeff Hansen, able to make the stop. Brooking put a pretty nice spin on it. Well, we got a couple of turnovers while we were giving up almost 400 yards a game of offense. But he's got that AC sprain. That's something that you got to be careful of. 2nd down and 12. Play action. Volek rushed from behind. Throws a high ball up and down to get it, and then incomplete is a 0-2-2.
And that was almost a heck of a catch.
I mean, that was something, wasn't it? 6'3", 211-pound rookie free agent from Fresno State, and the total yardage for the game, 293 to 86 for San Diego. There's no way by any stretch, Bambino, that's a good night.
Well, and it'll take some of the focus off of the lack of red zone offense. Now it's just a lack of all offense.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it's interesting, Brad, and I don't know, it's not a tired football team because they really haven't, you know, been worked to death, but Cowboys just seem to be a little unfocused this evening so far.
It's 3rd down and 12. Billy Volek back for the Chargers. A lot of time over the middle, and the interception is dropped by Leon Williams. That is the 2nd interception this summer that Leon Williams has dropped. The other one cost them the game against the Raiders.
Yeah, but this time he has an excuse. I mean, Jason Williams pops him. Jason Williams pops him from the other side.
Well, He's lost a tackle earlier. He's got to hold the ball.
Well, you're not going to hold this one. Watch this. Watch Jason Williams light him up.
Yeah. Got it. Oh, tackled by Jason Williams. All right, you're right.
Well,
all right.
I got to defend my man, Leon.
Yeah,
here.
okay.
I brought the guy his wallet. I'm now defending him. Oh, yeah, he left his wallet on the plane. Do it all. I do it all, Sham.
Now, wait a minute, because I can match you that. Owusu-Ansah calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 33-yard line on the punt. Now, wait, you brought Leon Williams his wallet.
The charter left Friday. He left his...
The charter left
a week ago.
Dallas for Oxnard. All right.
So I left on Sunday.
Right.
Julian, our friend Julian.
Yeah.
They
from
get the call.
American Airlines,
wallet.
right?
It's Leon. I take the wallet to Leon Williams. So I fly out Sunday. I see Leon on Monday. I said, I've got your wallet. He didn't even know he'd lost it.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny about that. He didn't know he'd lost it?
He didn't know he even lost it. He said, that's my wallet. I didn't want him to punch me. Thinking, I brought it back. He hugged me, though. He gave me a big hug. And
that's why you're stepping up for him now.
Right.
Dallas at the 33. Kitna 5 steps. A lot of time. Hurd sitting down in a seam in the zone for 8 yards to the 43. Well, I can match that.
Okay, but very quickly,
Yes.
just to show you, these guys don't have a lot of free time when 3 days later,
He doesn't
your
know
wallet, you don't know you haven't.
But you know what you do know that you lost?
Tell me.
Your phone.
I lost my phone?
No, but Stephen Hodge left his behind, and I wasn't on the charter from Dallas to Oxnard, but I flew American Airlines on Saturday.
And you brought the phone.
And Nancy Esposito said, can you take Stephen Hodge his phone?
That's funny.
And I think his car keys maybe too. He left it in his car.
Hey, we do it all, Brad. We're a veritable lost and found
We are.
department.
2nd and 1, and a handoff to Herb Donaldson. Sliding through for a first down to the 45. We're in the last 30 seconds of the 3rd quarter. And San Diego leading Dallas 14-7, and the backups are long since in this game for both the Cowboys and Chargers.
And I got to say hello to our good friend Chris Bullock, who usually makes a little drive up to Santa Barbara with you and I for your birthday, and we have a little dinner and a little under the weather, so we're going to wish Chris Bullock get well soon.
Well, you better get back to work in a hurry now. Chris Bullock and Robert Newhouse on our get well list. Kitna under heavy siege, rolls to his left, throws it into the bench area. The push coming from a safety blitz from Paul Oliver.
At the end of the 3rd quarter.
Mercifully, says John Kitna, thank you very much. The score at the end of 3 at Qualcomm Stadium. San Diego 14, the Dallas Cowboys 7. And we'll take a break for a word from your local station. We start the 4th quarter with a lot of Cowboy fans at Qualcomm Stadium, and some of them wearing painted on frowns. It's 14-7. San Diego.
But mainly the coaching staff.
Mainly the coaching staff. Dallas left to right, 2nd and 10 at their own 46. John Kitna, the quarterback. I formation and a draw play, and Donaldson crosses the 50. Herb Donaldson with the Saints last year in preseason on their practice squad most of the year, so the Cowboys put him on their practice squad in December. And these running backs, whether it's Herb Donaldson or Lanye Miller, who'll come in after him, these guys are, as your pal Bill Parcells used to say, they're just running plays.
Well, Lanye Miller backed up the guy who we're seeing for San Diego at Fresno State.
Actually, 2 years ago, Miller was ahead of him. How about that? He outgained him.
Hard to unseat the nation's leading rusher.
3rd and 6, shotgun for Kitna at the 50. Good block from Brewster. And a good grab by Martellus Bennett for a first down. And a flag at the end of the play down at the San Diego 43.
Are you going to get Martellus on this? No, they wouldn't do that.
7-yard gain on 3rd and 6.
That's not how he got the separation, was it, Brad Sham?
I hope not.
I think it's going to be defense here.
Mike Carey.
Illegal hands of the face. Defense number 31 is declined. The play results in a first down.
There we go. Mike Carey gave us a little red caution on that first down, did he not?
Mike gets a little excited. Mike's a good one.
Pretty good job here for Kitna. Nice throw to Martellus.
Nice grab by Martellus.
Pretty good job by Robert Brewster. He buried his guy.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that at the snap. 1st and 10 at the 43. Brewster's played the whole game, right and left tackle. Kitna back to throw on first down. Out to the left. Caught by Ogletree. Nice throw by Kitna, and it looked, Babe, like Ogletree ran a really good route for a first down to the 33.
Well, we saw earlier tonight special teams coach Joe DeCamillis giving Ogletree an earful. He didn't want to get that again as he comes off to the sideline. Yeah, just a nice little comeback outside against press coverage. Good throw by Kitna. Good timing.
Gain of 11 for Ogletree.
Key there, he got the corner shoulders turned upfield right at the point of the break.
Now the Cowboys marching. First down and 10 in the fourth quarter at the 32-yard line of the Chargers. And a whistle and a false start. Don't say 79. Don't say 79.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Didn't I say?
Yeah.
Was I not clear?
Does anyone listen to you?
Apparently not.
Does anyone follow your instructions?
Apparently not. And I can make a long list.
Yeah.
Poor old Robert.
He could have called it on Jesse Holley. Be nice.
I mean, I really, for a guy who's just been under assault all week, verbally from people who couldn't pick him out of a lineup, I guess I find myself pulling for the kid a little bit. First and 15 at the Charger 37. Kitna with a little swing pass, and not a great one to Donaldson, but he just dropped the ball in the right flat.
And I mean, these guys should be making these plays. It just has not been a real good effort by this Cowboys team.
Now let me ask you something. You once were a guy in a little bit of the kind of situation John Kitna's in right now. What's he thinking? Right now, what's John Kitna thinking?
Can I get those ones back out here? Now, it's funny because one of the problems you're dealing with now too is you're trying to line up your whole team.
Second and 15. Kitna back 5 steps, fires it out to the 27-yard line. Sam Hurd waiting on it. Here's an interesting anomaly. You know, normally you get 12 different receivers catching balls, and only 6 different receivers have caught passes for Dallas tonight. That's 3 for Sam Hurd. And Austin caught 2, and Bennett's caught 2.
Not a whole lot of completions to go around tonight.
Well, that's a good point.
But here's what you want to do. You want to sustain drives if you're John Kitna here. And the offense, you want to stay on the field, and it's incumbent on you to pick up these 3rd and 4s.
3rd and 4 at the Charger 26. Dallas trailing 14-7. There's a blitz over the middle on the adjustment. The flags are thrown late as Martellus Bennett caught this one and got down to the 20 for a first down. Offside is also called on the Chargers, which they'll decline.
Nice job by Martellus Bennett.
Offside. Defense number 27 is declined. First down.
Yeah, I think I'm a little impressed with what Martellus is doing tonight, Babe. How about you?
He's catching what they're throwing to him, and he's getting himself open.
And remember, this is the first game he's played in this year, too.
That's right. And without John Phillips, the importance of the little things that Martellus Bennett does, they're going to grow. Dallas trying to tie this game in the fourth quarter. First down at the Charger 19. Getting a play action. And down to the 5. It's Bennett breaking the tackle and in for the touchdown. And Martellus Bennett makes a play and scores.
Well, you keep going to the hot hand. Martellus Bennett appears to have just a little bit of a limp there coming away from this. And of course, it's the ankle that has kept him out. This is a heck of a job by Martellus of going up, getting the football at its highest point. Kitna just gives him a chance to make a play. The 2 Charger defenders knock each other off the ball. And there's Marty B.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that for a while.
No, it was Martellus Bennett who went up and caught the ball, and then Marty B did that little windmill thing in the end zone. And David Beeler comes on to add the extra point with 11:39 to play, and we're tied. It's the Cowboys 14 and the Chargers 14. Martellus Bennett on the phone. Somebody's saying, nice catch, Martellus. Nice several catches. Cowboys 67 yards in 10 plays. In 4:37, how many of the 10 plays went to Bennett?
3 catches, 3 of them there for Martellus.
Two of them for first downs on third down, and the other one for the touchdown.
Yeah, and did a nice job on all three of them, really did.
And nice job by the offensive line. Kitna actually had time to get the ball down the field for a change.
And Martellus Bennett said, hey, I was humbled by last year. And you don't see Martellus Bennett, you don't think of Martellus saying I was humbled about anything.
No, but you know, people forget how young he is chronologically. I mean,
well, and he keeps reminding them from time to time.
I understand. Baylor with a line drive kick this time. His legs getting tired, I guess. Picked up by Goodman at the 5. And Goodman breaking out Richard Goodman. Rookie free agent, and Baylor, the athlete, caught him at the 40. What was that kickoff?
I don't know, but Baylor paid the price for it because he then had to go tackle him.
35-yard return by rookie free agent Richard Goodman. The Chargers answer the touchdown with a big kickoff return. Some normally clean-shaven Cowboys are on kind of a shaving strike. During all of training camp, the linebackers are growing out their facial hair. Brady James came up with the ideas, a way for the guys to show unity and to bond, and I think Spencer's got the best one. Spencer's got the longest beard, there's no doubt. And the Chargers with a new quarterback, Jonathan Crompton, the rookie from Tennessee, hands it off to Marcus Mason for no yardage.
There's Baylor coming back. He doesn't like it. You can see that. And then he says, you know, I may have to make a tackle. And I'm very impressed by Richard Goodman. Was on the first kickoff return here. He brings this thing straight out, and Baylor, pretty darn good athlete, as we all know, goes over and makes the tackle.
Crompton, 2nd and 9 at his own 40. 5-step drop deep out to the left, and that ball is a 50-50 ball, fought for on the sideline and apparently caught by Ajiro Tutu. Brian McCann from SMU was battling him, and Ajiro Tutu, a bigger man, won the battle.
That's a big receiver. You know, last time out, Akwasi Owusu-Ansah battled away and got the ball away from him, but boy, he's a big target.
Well, he is. He's 6'3", and McCann is 5'10", and that might be being generous. But McCann had his hands on that football. Now the inside handoff to Mason, and he appears to have a first down. He's very close to it at the 50-yard line. He does. And Babe, that's an important. Every play like that's important for Brian McCann, because he and Jamar Wall from Texas Tech and Cletus Gordon are in a battle for no more than 2 spots, and maybe only 1, depending on how the numbers fall.
Well, and like a lot of these guys, he needed to show up on special teams tonight. They were going to take a good long look at him there. That's where the contribution's going to come.
Crompton back and throwing deep down the right side, and this one is picked off by Cletus Gordon on the other side. Gordon to the 40, and returning the ball to the 45, and Cletus Gordon, the former Charger, making a play here tonight at Qualcomm like he's been making all of training camp, but there's a marker on the field.
Yeah, and this came in late, so the interception should stand, Brad, but I think he just one-handed this thing.
Well, he did.
He's running stride for stride. He goes up with the right hand and pulls it in. That is making a play. All right, let's listen to Mike Carey.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the return team number 66. 10-yard penalty, and they keep the ball, first down.
66 is the Cowboys rookie defensive lineman, Jimmy Sadler McQueen.
You can't cover it any better than this. And look at the catch at the end of this.
This is why Cletus Gordon is currently the 4th corner and probably going to break camp with this team. 14-14 in the 4th quarter. 4. Stephen McGee takes over at quarterback and hands off to Fresno State's Lanye Miller, and a flag comes in at the end of the play. It's 14-14, 9:49 left in the game.
Holding, offense number 77. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Pat McQuiston, who's playing right guard. And Stephen McGee takes over at quarterback, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say you have not been really impressed by what he's done in the first couple of games.
No, not so far. And I don't think the coaching staff has been ultra impressed either, is my guess. He just hasn't, he doesn't trust himself. He's just not trusting what he sees, you know, and that's part playing that position, you come back, you get what you read, and then boom, ball's got to come out. And that just hasn't happened.
Now it's 1st and 20. And a pump fake and a middle screen to the 25, to the 30. Lanye Miller all the way out to the 39-yard line. That's a nice gain on the screen to Lanye Miller.
That helps. Boy, you hate to start this thing off like you did, 1st and 20, but they got a big chunk of it back right there. Lanye Miller, again, the backup to Ryan Matthews at Fresno State. Nice little screen pass there, puts the Cowboys into a nice little situation there at 2nd and 4 after overcoming the 1st and 20.
Yep, officially 16 yards on the pass to Miller. And now McGee is under center. He's got Holly on the outside, on the left. And they run a draw to Miller. And he pushes up to about the 42-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
You know, when you're talking Stephen McGee too, Brad, I think in a perfect world, you'd like him to be your backup next year. I mean, you'd like that guy.
Well, that was the idea, wasn't it?
That you'd like that guy to be able to assume that role. John Kitna's going to be 39 next season. He'll turn 38 during the course of this season. You know, you're bringing a guy along, but I don't think there's anything right now that shows you he's making that kind of progress.
McGee, right. Big 3rd down, a long one. I formation. 2 tight ends. The fullback gets a chance, and Chris Gronkowski appears to be short of the 1st down.
I don't think he got it.
Somewhere Darrell Johnston is smiling. Vaughn Martin, a 2nd-year defensive end from Western Ontario, made that stop, and so Matt McBriar comes on to kick it away. And that was one where I think the Cowboys hope to get a 1st down.
Well, and Arizona played that spread offense last year where Gronkowski came from. He was really more of an H-back. Carried the ball 2 times for 1 yard, so he averaged a half a yard, and I think he got right at his average right there. I think he got a half.
McBriar punts it away to Banks. And another terrific kick, although this one is going to carry into the end zone for a rare Matt McBriar touchback, a 58-yard punt. And with 7:15 to play in the game, the Chargers will be at their 20. And this game is tied at 14. Biggest green screen you've ever seen with a Western theme. Romo and Ware will be featured together and individually. Every Sunday night football game will now feature Romo and Ware plus other NFL stars in the open. 1st down, and Marcus Mason gets the handoff from Jonathan Crompton. 14-14 is our score. And the Chargers are 2nd down and 9 at the 21.
LP Ladouceur, the Cowboys long snapper on your right there, number 91. What's he grimacing about? He looks like he doesn't like something.
He and Matt McBriar are looking at some pictures of something that happened on the punt. But anytime we get a chance to talk about LP, it's good with me. Crompton, screen left. And this one's going to lose big yards because Leon Williams broke through on SMU's Sean Bray McNeil and recognized it well and threw him for a 5-yard loss to the 15. And, you know, this game, babe, could be headed for overtime.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Hush, Brett, Jim.
Somebody will score. Oh, ye of so little faith.
I'm just saying. I didn't say.
Hey, more football for us.
Hey,
That's
what
good.
did I say? 6 minutes left. 3rd and 15. Crompton in the gun. Back and sets and stands and throws underneath right to no one. Cowboy linebackers were in the area, and the Chargers unable to get the ball to the tight end, Derek Epps.
Brad, I'm looking up and down my roster, and I don't see no one anywhere on it.
There he was, though.
Right to no one.
He threw.
He had two of them open.
Who's on first?
You can take your pick of open guys here, and he threw it between them.
He did a great job of splitting the uprights, Epps and McNeil. And so Owusu-Ansah back to return the punt, and he takes it at the 38 to the 40 to midfield. Owusu-Ansah, flag down. Owusu-Ansah to the 20. This one's coming back. Owusu-Ansah brought it back all the way to the 17, but a flag is down at the 45-yard line.
And Cletus Gordon can't believe it, Brad, and typically that means it's on you.
47-yard punt, 45-yard return.
That looked a little different, didn't it, Brad Champ?
Yeah.
That return?
Well, that's what they like.
Yeah.
That's what they like, but it's not going to be
Well, we have a long meeting with Mike Carey and his crew, so.
During the return, legal block in the back, number 26, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Wow, that's Cletus Gordon with a penalty, the second one of those tonight for the Cowboys punt return team. And now we're going to make a Steiner Sports check-in on the sideline. Mickey Spagnola standing by with a special guest. Mick?
Guys, I've got Cowboys wide receiver Miles Austin, who had a touchdown catch today in the red zone even, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? It was quarters coverage, fade ball, pretty easy. I mean, we didn't play our best today. We got a lot of things we need to improve on, but at least we can shut up the red zone offense questions for another week.
It was a nice play, but again, as you said, the offense kind of struggled unaccustomedly during the preseason. First 2 games, you had 3 series and you really moved the football. Tonight, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of it's just execution. We just got to go in and everyone's got to be on the same page, doing the right things. I think we can clean up a lot of it, and hopefully next week we can have a better showing.
McGee back to throw it to Manny Johnson at the 40, and he circles all the way up to the 47 for a first down.
Now, one of the things that I know you guys were somewhat concerned about, or maybe the fans were more concerned about, was the offensive line with the injuries, and those guys held up pretty good today.
Yeah, they did. They did a good job. Brewster and Montre did a great job filling in. And, I mean, we were able to run the ball a little bit. Obviously, we need to get a little bit better, but we got time to improve.
McGee is back to throw on first down over the middle to Manny Johnson again. A check down for only a yard to the 48.
So a little bit of strange here where you got all these people cheering for you with the ball right now.
Oh, that's crazy, right? I mean, we're in San Diego. It feels like we're back in Dallas. But, hey, we'll take as many fans as we can get.
Okay, Miles, appreciate it.
Thanks
a lot.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, let's see what Stephen McGee can do here.
All right, thanks, Mick. But Miles, it doesn't feel like we're back in Dallas. It's not nearly this comfortable out of doors right now. Second down, 10 at the 48. Tie game with 4:24 to go. Eye left, flags down. McGee a middle screen. Lanye Miller 50, 40. Remember, there's a flag down. It's a first down to the 38. 14 on the middle screen, depending on the marker.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 76 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Sam Young, the rookie tackle. Is that on him, babe? Or is that on somebody else?
Yeah, let's take another look here.
Oh, Sam Young seems to be a full head behind the right guard, McQuiston, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the helmet has to split the belt buckle there of the center. Usually, though, they will tell you, hey, 76, you need to move it up. Now, I don't know if they already did. Usually, they give you a warning, then they call them.
Second and 15.
He's up now, as you can see.
Oh, yes, at the 43, and more flags. Time running out.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Delay of game, so this possession with Stephen McGee at quarterback started at the Dallas 31. After a penalty on the Cowboys negated a huge punt return by Owusu-Ansah. And then they had 2 more penalties in the possession.
All right, look at this, too, because, you know, they had that screen. It was going to give them another first down inside the Chargers 40. Now you keep backing yourself up here. Now you got another second and 20.
And it's the 10th Dallas penalty of the night, their worst performance of the preseason easily. Second and 20, and McGee to throw. And floats it over the middle, incomplete for Holly. In and out of his hands. Defender on his back. By the way, Robert Brewster's finally been given some time off, and rookie free agent Will Barker is now playing left tackle.
1 minute you just want to play, and the next minute you just want to get out of there.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, nobody said anything about me playing the whole game. That's what Brewster.
Costa's still the center. Travis Bright's the left guard. McQuiston's the right guard. Sam Young at the right tackle.
Got 3rd and 20, but don't try to pick it all up here. You know, you got a tie game. You have to dump it and punt it.
Flags, and the ball dropped incomplete at the feet of Lanye Miller. McGee was getting buffeted around in the pocket.
Illegal formation, offense. Only 6 men on the line of scrimmage has declined. Fourth down.
It's going to be a long meeting tomorrow.
Wow.
I'll tell you, I know from talking to some of the veteran players, you'll identify with this as a guy who played a long time. The veteran, they have not had a full day off yet in training camp. And usually you've had one by now. And the veteran players, frankly, are starting to complain a little bit. And I'm sure the rookies, their heads must be spinning.
They don't know any different anyway. A couple of them took tonight off.
Yeah, yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I don't know that it'll count.
McBriar rushed on fourth down as he punts it away high and deep to Banks. Caught it at the 11 and thrown down. That young man doesn't know when to call for a fair catch. And it was Danny McCray, first one down to get him, making a strong bid to make the team on special teams, 49-yard punt.
He keeps showing up on special teams, guys.
Yeah.
That's the place to do it.
Hey, they get a break tomorrow. Now, they may show up tonight after they come home from San Diego to Oxnard about 2 o'clock in the morning, but it's supposed to be a day off tomorrow.
Yeah, but don't they have meetings tomorrow night?
I thought I saw an off day, but I know what they're looking for. They don't want to see the coaches for a whole day, you know?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I've had a couple of you, and you were there, Mick, when one player came up and said, I need a day off where I don't have to look at a coach. Here's Crompton back to throw. He is hit in the pocket. The ball is fumbled loose. It's rolling around in the end zone and recovered for a safety. The Cowboys have the lead, and they'll have the ball. 16-14 as Crompton is sacked for a safety.
Otterson saved a touchdown for the Cowboys. He grabbed the ball for San Diego, which caused the safety.
Big time rush by the Cowboys from the backside of Crompton here. You see it coming from the left side here.
Victor Butler.
Yeah, nice job by Victor Butler, too, of stripping the ball. Not just going for the sack, but the strip. Out comes the ball. And now the Cowboys will take the 2-point lead, and they'll get the football.
So that comes with 3:46 remaining to be played. And it'll go down as Ryan Otterson being tackled in the end zone for a safety. But Victor Butler made the play with his rush of Jonathan Crompton.
Victor Butler missed I think about a day and a half of practice early in the week with a little bit of a neck strain, but certainly he's come back strong. And can you guys hear me over this Let's Go Cowboy chant behind me? This is incredible.
And the free kick by the Chargers now will be made by Amarillo's Court Johnson, the second punter for the Chargers from West Texas A&M. And Owusu-Ansah is waiting at around his own 30. Nice high deep kick for Court Johnson. Owusu-Ansah all the way back to the 16, to the 20, tiptoeing at the 25 to the 30. Got himself up to around the 34-yard line. And friends, the Cowboys are going to travel to Houston next Friday to play the Houston Texans on Saturday. And then a week from Thursday, they'll take on the Miami Dolphins, the first appearance of the Dolphins at Cowboy Stadium in the preseason finale on Thursday, September 2nd. Call 800-745-3000 for your party pass tickets. We hope you'll join us. So Dallas with a 16-14 lead. And the ball at their 33. I formation, and McGee will give it to Miller. And he's trying to get outside and can't. Thrown for a loss of 4 yards back at the 30-yard line.
That was a collapsing pocket, and it was a running play.
Yeah, that's not good. Sam Young, the right tackle, lost his helmet. Fortunately, his head was not in it at the time.
That's the second time his helmet has come off. But he keeps blocking, so I guess that's a good thing.
You know, they like him a lot.
They should.
And they
He's
like
done a pretty good job. And they drafted him.
And well, they drafted him, but they like him almost as much as they like Brewster. Maybe some of them like him more. 2nd and 15 at the 30. And McGee throws it in the right flat. The ball is caught by Gronkowski, but he didn't give him much of a pass to catch. Down around his shins, and he caught it at the 32. Tackled immediately.
Timeout. San Diego, their first 32nd timeout.
And this is a time, Brad. Cowboys took the ball over with 3:39 to play, 2-point lead. You like to just eat up all that time, and you hate to turn it right back over. And again, a field goal right now beats you with that 2-point lead.
The quarterback numbers tonight, Romo was 4 of 11 for 20 yards. Is that right? And the interception that set up a touchdown, and he threw a touchdown pass to Miles Austin. 30 yards, not 20. 4 of 11 for 30. But they didn't have the ball very much. 6 minutes in the first half, something like. And then Kitna was 7 of 13 for 58 yards and the touchdown to Martellus Bennett. And now McGee is 4 of 6 for 35 yards.
And all I can say is thank goodness Tony Romo is alive. I prayed all night for him.
Yeah, because
he lost.
Yeah. And by the way, as you pointed out in the pregame show, with the first team line in against the Raiders, he was sacked 3 times. Tonight, with this Sib-like mixture, nobody was trapped at all.
And God love Mark Colombo, but 2 of the sacks were given up by the guy that Brewster was in for.
3rd down and 12, and McGee in the shotgun. And swarmed and buried. There's a sack. Antoine Applewhite, who's going to have a role on this team as a situational pass rusher, with a huge sack. And the Chargers now are going to have the ball back in fairly decent position.
Steve McGee did not have much of a chance with this one.
San Diego, their second, a 30-second timeout. Please put 2:46 on the game clock. 2:46 on the game clock, please.
Well, now it's San Diego with the opportunity here with Crompton.
Now,
quarterback.
They've only got 1 timeout left. Would you have called that timeout in the regular season?
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
Because, the Cowboys can run 40 seconds off the clock. I always say you can always conserve a heck of a lot more time on offense than they're ever going to do for you punting the ball. So 40 seconds, I can run myself 3 plays.
Yeah. So the Chargers send number 12, Gary Banks, a first-year free agent from Troy.
And it's about the time, Brad, we've been accustomed to Matt McBride just launching one when they need one.
Yeah, and Banks has not made good decisions tonight. This is a high kick, not very deep. Banks is under it at the 29, and Jesse Holley lost him, but then he's pinballed at the 30-yard line. Holley had him and slowed him down, lost him.
But Danny McCray didn't.
Was that McCray again?
Yes, he's shaking up a little bit right now. A little slow getting up, but I think he's okay.
48-yard punt. And McCray has had a good night on special teams. And I would say that Danny McCray is got a very good chance to make this football team.
Well, I think he's going to be in the discussion. That's for sure. He's not making it easy on him, which is all you want to do, I think, when you're in his position.
They've got 3 young safeties they like. Church had a big punt return tonight. Owusu-Ansah, we've seen the return game, and McCray. Now, we don't know which safety blew the coverage on that big 56-yard pass that set up their score. Here's Crompton back to throw. His first down pass, a deep out to the right, and Cletus Gordon broke it up again. And Cletus Gordon's had himself a nice night. Jeremy Williams from Baytown Sterling, and Tulane was the target.
So many moons ago, guys, Norv Turner's leaving Compton in, but you remember when Dan Reeves put John Elway back in the game, babe?
Sure do. Back in '89.
It was '89, right?
Yeah, at Denver. Elway played into the overtime.
Yeah, you wouldn't see that kind of thing.
By golly, he wanted to beat Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones.
2nd and 10, and Crompton and the Chargers back, sets, over the middle, ball is caught out of the backfield at the 35, and Marcus Mason has the ball up to the 38-yard line.
Clock ticking, and isn't it interesting? People don't want to see Tony Romo in the game at all, and they've got John Elway playing in overtime in Denver.
Yeah.
Think times have changed?
Yes, I do. 2:05. And Crompton's going to hand this ball off and not get anywhere near a first down at the 39-yard line as we come to the 2-minute warning, with Dallas holding on to a 16-14 lead.
2-minute warning.
Played the Chargers 16-14 on the strength of a safety with 3:46 to play, and the Chargers now, with 1:58 left, are 4th down and 1 at their own 40-yard line. trailing by 2, and Norv Turner has his third quarterback, rookie Jonathan Crompton, a 5th-round pick from Tennessee, in the game. They've run the ball very well tonight. The Chargers had a lot of rushing yards early, although they've had a little less success against the second defense, to be really honest. And they got Marcus Mason as the tailback, and he's going to get the handoff on 4th down, and he's going to get nowhere near the yard to gain.
What a play by Sean Lee, Brad.
That's 2 in a row, babe. He got the one before, too.
Right, he just takes the lead blocker. This is just load left, if you remember that one from Cowboys days, with Daryl Johnston leading Emmitt Smith. But that was not Daryl Johnston leading, and that was not Emmitt Smith carrying. Watch Sean Lee, number 50 here, take on the fullback, and wow, that's a heck of a play.
Those of you still listening on the radio couldn't watch it, but let me tell you, you're going to see plenty of Sean Lee before you do. You can't do more than shed the lead blocking fullback and tackle the tailback in that hole.
Yeah.
You can't do more than that.
And for a loss on top of it.
So with 1:53 left, Dallas takes over at the Charger 40, and all they got to do is hold on to the ball to win the game. McGee will hand it off to Miller, who kind of high steps and tiptoes his way through the right side of the line to the 36.
Timeout, San Diego, their 3rd and final. 32nd timeout.
All right, so what'd you see tonight, Brad Sham? What'd you see tonight?
Well, I saw Cletus Gordon. That's one of the things I wanted to see. I wanted to see my backups in the secondary. I saw Cletus Gordon, and I think he convinced me that he's my 4th corner. I saw Sean Lee. You talked about that early, and I think you like what you saw there. Saw some flashes of Owusu-Ansah. You want to see a little bit more. Frankly, I think that what we saw from Brewster, especially, was enough to let you know. Remember, Alex Barron should be the right tackle in Houston next week, but it's enough to let you know that you may be able to actually continue to function and not have to fold your franchise if your offensive linemen are injured.
Thank goodness, because they've sold tickets to games this year, I think.
2nd down and 7, and a tremendous run coming through the middle of the line. And all the way down near a 1st down at the 30. And tonight's player of the game is Cowboys linebacker Victor Butler, whose sack set up the winning safety. You can read all about tonight's game in tomorrow's edition of the Dallas Morning News.
And that's Anthony Spencer there that we're seeing to our left, his right, and what a nice.
I told you when we did that thing about the beards.
Oh, I know.
He's got the best beard by a bunch.
It's a Kimbo Slice beard.
It is. Well, it's big. It's longer than that. 3rd down and 1. Lanye Miller, another strong run to the 28 for a 1st down. I think Lanye Miller is a guy they might like to try to find a way onto the practice squad if they can get him through the league.
And if he can get healthy here, he's a little slow getting up.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
They have to get him off the field here, and that's what they're going to do. Here comes Herb Donaldson from the bench. Nice push there by the Cowboys' offensive line.
He was a little shaken up, and he wasn't going to come out until they send Donaldson in. He was going to hang in there.
But, babe, you asked me what did I see as we have the last 25 seconds of the game ticking off. I also saw the first team defense get shoved around. It wasn't pretty. They've got a little work to do, and McGee gets to take a knee. So how about that? How about a game in which the Cowboys twice trailed by 7 points at 7-0 and 14-7. But they make some turnovers. That's another thing you saw that you had to like.
Yeah. Hey, defense wins preseason games. I've always said it. The safety, Victor Butler. Half kidding. But it did tonight. It sure did tonight by the end of it. On a
Final
night when
score.
The offense, in the passing game struggled.
Yeah,
really struggled.
No question. They've got work to do there. And that defense got schooled by the San Diego Chargers tonight. But the sack by Victor Butler helped them win the football game, and the Cowboys have a winning record in the preseason. They beat the Chargers tonight 16-14, and we'll be back after a word from your local station. 16-14, the Cowboys win. Lots for the coaches to coach about, but there were some young men tonight, Babe, who I think probably helped themselves a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you talked about the safeties, and they're going to have themselves a little problem on cut down day. They got one more game next week, effectively, against Houston. But I thought the passing game, Brad, I'd like to see a little more in that. They're just not in sync, and I can't tell you exactly why. And I know they'll talk about the fact, hey, we're vanilla, but it was just pitch and catch. You know, it was simple routes, simple patterns, and they just couldn't seem to get to it.
Next Saturday night, the Cowboys will be in Houston to take on the Texans, and they'll finish the preseason against the Dolphins on Thursday night, September 2nd. For Mickey Spagnola and Babe Laufenberg, I'm Brad Sham. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Good night from San Diego.